Welcome back. It's over. Noah Wells' family and friends exposed the truth about everything, and more evidence is coming out. And they blame Noah Wells' friends for killing him. But it's reviewed that they did not do it. The family just used that excuse to get money. The family friend of Noah's family exposed everything. There's a reason for it. Nancy never did apologize to the Duke lacrosse team. She's evil. Angie is also a fool. Someone needs to sue this as Tedrum. This is what it is. Arthur Tate is an honest man. He is going in depth in order to find the truth. Why do I have to slap Nancy Gracie? Just the truth. I used to like Nancy, not anymore. She's not a doctor entirely. She should be shut her mouth. Nancy Grace is a poster child for Karen. Y'all Crump is faking genius. Wonder if he even cares about what he has done. Maybe there should be charges brought up on his sorry ass inciting violence. During the autopsy, progress may remove the throat structure, including the tongue, larynx, trachea, and esophagus, to check the signs of trauma, choking, strangulation, or disease. This tissue extraction allows for a detailed microscope and physical examination of the neck muscle, the small bone, that cannot be safely evaluated while remaining in the body. Don Lemon looks so disinterested on what the other gentleman is saying, because it doesn't fit the narrative. They wanted it to be a race crime. That's what the fuck it was. They wanted it to be a race crime to make money. They find out it wasn't. More evidence comes from more people showing videos and stuff right here, and it's breaking down and it fucking up the whole Black Lives Matter or race card they want to play situation. They say it was the whites that done it, but not really the whites that did it though. Wasn't the black boy's family friends who did that. Wasn't at all. They tried to play the card right there, and they found out, they fucked around, found out it was not true. And all these people right here, see, Alex Sharp and this Benjamin Crumb guy are known racial bigots. They like to play the race card to get money. I'm surprised Alex Sharp is still alive. He's one of the racist person on the planet. But here's the funny thing, he's married to a white woman, but he hates white people. But let's go ahead and get into the video, because all they were doing was playing the race card, making money off of this. The Noah Wells family wouldn't have all this right here if they just let the cops do their job and everything. But no, you have people like that NFL. I want to know what the fuck that NFL guy's name is. He did autopsy, didn't show it out. Just like the last time he did autopsy for a black girl, did show it out because he knew the truth. She committed suicide. Was touched before he committed suicide. But they want to play the race card so bad because they know they can play the race card. There's a lot of dumbass YNs out there. They'll get their ass killed. But let's go ahead and get into the video, shall we?
A distraction. Well, what does that mean in the case, if anything?
We're focused on getting to the truth of what happened to Nolan Wells. That's all that matters to us.
Is this about defamation for those young men?
That's all a distraction.
Okay, thank you so much for your time, sir. Ciao.
And that everybody kind of latched onto because they're so desperate for any information that might be related to the cause of his death. But even the own pathologist that conducted the autopsy did not
him up. Mobley, are you a medical doctor? Yes, no.
I know how to examine forensic evidence based on the countless homicides that I've tried.
Listening, not hearing, yes, no.
You're not
a medical doctor. Are you a medical examiner?
I am not.
No. Put up the back diagram, the back of the head of Nolan Wells from the second autopsy right now. You know what? I give it to you, Mobley. You're a great trial lawyer. A medical examiner, you ain't. And I don't know why you're saying people are latching onto this, grabbing at straws. I'm looking right at it, man. Should I believe you or my lying eyes? I am looking at the second autopsy.
Yeah, the second autopsy might be wrong.
And I have questioned multiple actual medical examiners, actual doctors that say that means something. Put him up again. In what world would the first medical examiner remove Nolan's throat if it did not?
Really, one of the first time he did that so he can check for damage around the muscles and small bones, woman. If you talk to a medical examiner like you say you fucking did, they gotta tell you that. I never want to slap a bitch so bad in my life right now. I didn't want to slap this Nancy woman right here. I want to slap the fuck out of this damn dumbass bitch. I never want to slap a woman in my life before, but this right here, I want to fucking slap the shit out of her. Let's get back to the video.
Have something probative about it. Something that proves something. Did they remove his toe? No. His elbow? No. His eyeball? His nose? No. They took his throat. Do not tell me that a medical doctor, which you are not, took a throat out of this young man because it means nothing. And then, you know what? I can't even hear you. Straight out to Joe Scott Morgan joining us, professor of forensics, death investigator. That second doctor did not highlight that in red for nothing. That doctor is not grabbing at straws, as Mobley said. I don't know why he's saying that.
No, you're right. He has purpose. We have purpose in everything that we do.
I want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Let it be so crazy.
Marie Curie was the first woman.
We will make America proud again. You try to. We will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
The way this thing is played out, it's been just a bunch of god-doggone foolishness. From top to bottom, from start to finish, from left to right, from up and down. Foolishness. And then what really blows me, they seem everybody, not everybody, can't say everybody, a certain part of people, you know, a certain part of the black community. They seen one picture and said it's the white people's fault. It's all white people's fault. We should not hang out with white people anymore. They seen a black man with his white friends and said, yep, we know exactly what happened. They've already come to the conclusion. Didn't wait for any reports, details, autopsies, nothing. Just said, hey, we know what happened. This has been a bunch of foolishness. It's been a disgrace. And I'm going to call it out for what it is. Call me a sellout, call me Uncle Tom, the C word, tap dancing, whatever. I think all lives matter. I think common sense matters. I don't care about the black activists, the black scammers, them black frauds, NAACP, GCP. Don't care about none of that foolishness. Care about your Black Lives Matter. It's a bunch of foolishness. Because y'all only show up when the narrative fits. You know, they only show up when they want to show up. It's a bunch of foolishness. You know, they didn't show up for the other case, this case, the black mother that lost her life. They didn't show up then. So, we sick of you. We don't want you frauds. The fatigue is real. All lives matter. Common sense matters. And it's sad that the way they've done this young man's death, man. You know, and all we care about is what happened to Nolan. All we care about is what happened to Nolan. Foolishness, man. Bunch of crap. You know. But again, man, like I told y'all, everything is gonna play out. Whether you like it or not, it's gonna play out. You know, this is gonna come out, this is gonna come out, and then hey, it is what it is. And then once this dies down, there's gonna be another case. You know, racially motivated. There's gonna be another case for the black life scammers, the black activist scammers to attach themselves to. You know. So Al Sharpton could put his suit on. It's gonna be another one. And tell you, unbelievable. Well, let's get into some of these updates, man, and see what people are talking about, man. Again, let me know how y'all feel about this Nolan Wells case. Again, we've been covering it from the start. You know, we told y'all, let everything play out. We told you what was going to happen in the other case that just finally died, the Carmelo Anthony case. And we told you a year and a half ago it was going to be a guilty verdict. We said, just wait for it. You know, once you want to go down this black activist route, you know, instead of actually trying to go down the route, the road towards truth, towards common sense, towards just us being human beings, you know. Like they said, they made it worse for that young man, Mr. Anthony, with these Ben Crump and all these black activists and this foolishness, you know. Especially since that young man took another young man's life. You know, and then people want to come out and cry the victimhood, the jury, the you know, it's because he's in a white, it was a white county, or you know, it's because the judge, the jury, the people. No. Accountability, man. Accountability. Now I know that case has nothing to do with this case, but I'm you know, when you put stuff together and what has taken place in this country in the last few years, it's been a bunch of foolishness, man, and people are fatigued with it. And now we got this social media crap. Everybody thinks they right. Everybody thinks that they're right, that they're that what they think has happened, and it's not. And conspiracy theories are taking L's too. A whole lot of L's, actually. Conspiracy theories, yeah. And then we make all this about race and foolishness. It's a bunch of foolishness.
The Nolan Wells report is complete, and the same questions that are lingering in my head are the same ones that are lingering in the report. Just so you know, this is the Cajun Navy's final report. There's 22 pages of it, and this is obviously just page 2. And the big things that they're looking for in this is, what time did all this happen? Which boats were actually present? Which boats moved if they did? When did they move? Who was on them? When did the Triton begin to take on water? And what happened between Nolan's last independent sighting and when he was actually discovered? The big question, in my opinion, that's been circulating in my head is the same one that's been circulating around the Cajun Navy, which is, when did the Triton actually start to take on water? Or did they, in fact, actually take on water? As you can see, the final part of the report regarding the Triton is, did they actually take on the water? It says that the solving is actually unresolved, meaning they don't know if they were actually taking on water. And if they did, when did it start? Is there anyone else that can actually corroborate that they did in fact take on water? This is the big thing, not to mention the fact that they can't locate an additional boat that was supposed to be there. So hang tight, there's more. The Nolan Wells report.
Mississippi, and let us do our work. Well, how has that worked out for black people throughout history? You know, so, you know, they can.
He still think Martin Luther King's alive. He still think we got to go to the cotton field. You know, he seen Rosa Parks on the back of the bus yesterday. He seen colored water fountains down there on Melbourne Street. Foolishness. Y'all laugh when I crack these jokes, but it's foolishness, man, and I'm sick of it.
As Nolan Wells' mother continues to grieve the death of her 18-year-old son, she has one professional concern taken care of.
It comes as she has faced constant threats and harassment. Our Will Polston joins us in the studio this morning to explain. Good morning, Will.
Good morning, Bill and Brandon. Good morning, those waking up with us as well. Now, we've heard of arrests that have been made across the country for threats being made to the witnesses of this case and government agencies that have been involved. But yesterday, we saw the first real impact that the public has had on Christine Wansley, which is Nolan Wells' mother. Now, early yesterday afternoon, attorney Ben Crump's team released an email saying that a professional misconduct investigation had been opened against Wansley, and this came after an anonymous complaint was filed to the Mississippi Board of Nursing. Now, in the release, Ben Crump released a lengthy statement that said, in part, quote, This is a warning shot at a grieving mother meant to pressure and scare her into staying quiet. It is a distraction, it is intimidation, and we will not let it stand." End quote. Now, later in the evening, Wansley did take to social media to say that the investigation had been closed. Now, I reached out to Crumb's team for a copy of that complaint made against her that opened the investigation, but I never received a response on that. Now, the FBI continues to work with the Jackson County Sheriff's Office to address any concerns or any threats made against all parties involved in this case. Brandy.
All right, well, thank you so much for that. And new this morning, a third person now charged and arrested in connection to the Wells case. Edward James Porter of Illinois allegedly called an unnamed witness and threatened to kill them and their family. Attorney Russ Latino says Porter also threatened 2 family members of Bart Edmondson's family and the 21-year-old New Wells and provided aid to the both Wells.
Did you know a court judgment can impact your tax refund? We'll show you how in this edition of Tax Tips by TurboTax. When you owe money, creditors will do whatever is necessary to secure repayment of the debt. This can include filing a lawsuit against you in court to obtain a judgment. A court judgment is a formal decision made by a court that legally confirms you owe a debt to a creditor. Can a creditor take your tax refund? How a creditor collects debt depends on your state laws, but when it comes to your tax refund, the IRS won't allow a private creditor to garnish it. However, in addition to placing liens on your property and garnishing your wages, creditors can use court judgments to seize the funds in your bank account. So, if you deposit your tax refund into your account, it's no longer protected from your creditors. But can your refund be taken without a court judgment? There are a few situations when your tax refund can be taken by a creditor even without a court judgment. These include past due federal and state income taxes, past due child support payments, and other debts you have with the federal government. The good.
Chris Sam here with a Nolan Xavier Wells update on Lauren Faith, the woman who claims to have seen the altercation on Horn Island. Now, a lot of people think her account is not real. They think what she's saying is not true. Here is a message in which I personally
There's been a lot of foolishness in the case. And then to see how low people gotten when they started using the AI and started posting them fake videos claiming it was Nolan Wells. Bunch of foolishness.
Master, check this out. I said, is your information real? I believe you, but I would love to know more about it. If you're ever interested in coming on my podcast, I would love to interview you. I support your bravery, good work. She said today, hi, the information provided is the information I witnessed. She is saying she isn't lying. Furthermore, here is her message to everybody who doesn't believe her. To everyone saying my page is fake because it only has 2 posts, you are wrong. There are only 2 posts because I archived my previous content. Why? Because of people exactly like some of you who spend more time looking for something to criticize than paying attention to what actually matters. The number of posts on my page doesn't determine whether what I'm saying is true. Neither does the way I look. It's honestly concerning how people focus on appearances or social media instead of the message itself. If your first instinct is to judge my profile instead of listening to what's being said, maybe ask yourself why. The conversation should be about the facts, not my appearance, not my post count, and not finding reasons to dismiss me before you've even listened. You don't have to believe me, but attacking irrelevant things doesn't change the truth. Faith, Lauren, and X. What do you guys think about this?
And that's why I was totally against people attacking Officer Tatum. Because, look, he gave you something. He's trying to give you something. At least he has the courage to give you something. Officer Tatum, Brandon Tatum, some of y'all love him, some of y'all don't. Hey, that has nothing to do with me. But at least he gave you something. And people were mad because he tried to give something. Because he got an interview. It's a disgrace, man. That's why I say, man, this case has turned out into a complete joke. You know, do you really care? And do you really want justice for Nolan Wells?
A Nolan Wells bombshell report.
Nancy Mace, what's up, Nancy? Nancy, it's been some years, Nancy. Oh, Nancy Mace, man. How y'all think of Nancy Mace, man? I tell you, Nancy Mace made my childhood, man. Oh, boy.
So a family friend of Nolan Wells, and he knew everybody in this town, just cooked the whole case. He knew the family, he knew these kids, and look what he said to basically all the liberals and freaking ass John Lemon.
And his stepfather, we still work out in the same gym together right now. And I came to know Nolan through his, she had this lady babysitting, and I'm real good friends with her son, Bingo. And they would bring him around, bring him to my barbershop all the time. And I gave him his first haircut. And we used to have him to say, every time he would leave, we would say, "What's your name?" And he would say, "Nolan Wells." And we all used to laugh at it. We used to make him say his name every single time, man. He was a funny little kid, man. That was what was up, though.
Yeah. And over the years, you watched him grow up?
Yeah, I watched him grow. I didn't see him for a period of time. And then he became a football player. And I used to go to his games and watch him play all the time. And, you know, and his dad was a football player as well out of Morris Point. He went up to Mississippi State. And so I knew he was going to be a stellar athlete. You know what I'm saying? His dad working with him every day the way he was, you know. Everybody that come through his dad's training and stuff like that, all be pretty good athletes, you know. And Nolan wasn't no difference. He was a great athlete.
Now, if he debunks this shit and he's there with them, living with them, then I mean, it's nothing else to say, man. But they're still gonna run with this shit because that's what they like doing. It's race bait.
So, what is it like there? Wait, hold on. Before I get there, do you know the other kids involved? Do you know some of the friends?
Yes, I do.
Okay, go ahead. How do you know?
Well, with the recent ones that was on like TMZ, I spoke with him Friday night. I know one of the white guys and one of the pitchers, where it's quite a few of them, not one of the three on the boat. They were all in a collective group there. And me and his father, we're very good friends. We get up and have lunch about 2 or 3 times a week currently. Listen, man, I want to say this to you. I know it's probably not following your questionnaire, but that is a problem that we're having here. There's a lot of blacks, right along with a lot of whites, that are having this problem. When Ben Crump and Al Sharpton came to our state, I think one thing they did wrong was you can't come down here and start saying that our state is prejudiced. This prejudiced place. This is the state that lynched and killed Emmett Till. Well, that was 71 years ago. And Emmett Till was killed for looking and whistling at a white woman. These days, it's so many blacks having babies with white people. White men are marrying black women down here. We have so many sandy brown haired mixed babies running around down here. We are a gumbo down here. And another thing, Don, is we are a military community. That's how we got here. My dad is originally from Louisiana, and my mom New Orleans, and my dad was military. That's how I got here through Keishla. And so we have Navy bases.
Apparently, to you, oppressed young white man.
Oh, wow.
You are the definition of, man. It's not like a word. It might not be.
He's getting oppressed.
A worst on this planet.
I don't like down there.
I'm sorry, he's gay and you're getting penetrated by a white man and you're calling white men racist. You have to be the worst nigga in this under this sun. Like, truly, you're getting hit by a white man. His family.
They know, yeah. My brother Lemon gets into bed with the white man every night. Yeah. I tell you, man, these are some of the biggest hypocrites, man. The biggest frauds amongst us.
free now.
If you got hit, even if you were not driving, you need to try this.
Because if you were in a car accident in the last year, you could be owed a large cash payment and not even know it. Even if you weren't driving, all you have to do is click the link in this video, answer 5 simple questions about your accident, and see if you have a case that could be worth money, like this, or even like this. If the accident wasn't your fault and it happened in the last 12 months, you could be owed a lot more than you think. And this doesn't just apply to drivers. If you were a passenger in an Uber, walking, riding a bike, or on a motorcycle, you may still qualify. Most people never check, and insurance companies are hoping you don't. So, don't skip this. Click the link and see what your case could be worth. People all over the country have already received checks for tens of thousands and sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars. And they did it without going to court. That's because there's money already set aside for accidents like these. For example, Stacy didn't think her accident was a big deal, but after checking, she ended up receiving $90,000.
Oh my God!
And if your accident wasn't your fault, you may be able to get money for time you missed at work, medical bills, pain and suffering, damage to your car, and you don't have to pay anything up front. You don't have to fight insurance companies, and you don't have to deal with lawyers trying to take advantage of you. Checking is easy. Just click the link and answer 5 quick questions. It takes about 30 seconds. Most people think, whatever the insurance company offers me is all I can get. That's not true. That's what Jessica thought too. The insurance company told her her injuries weren't worth much, even though her medical bills kept going up. Then she found auto relief assistance, and she ended up getting 5 times more than what the insurance company first offered. Her final settlement was $72,000.
We got a settlement for $72,000.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
If you're even a little curious what your accident could be worth, click the link and check. Here's what happens next. Within minutes, an accident analyst in your local area will call you directly to review your accident. They'll determine right then and there if you have a case. And if you do, they handle everything for you. No chasing paperwork, no arguing with insurance companies, no out-of-pocket costs. You just sit back and wait to get paid. Some cases can even settle in just a few short months.
Look what came in today, $72,000. You heard that right? That's literally life-changing money for me. Just to be clear, I did not do anything special to get this check. I just followed a couple simple steps. All I know, I was injured in an accident that was not my fault, and I had insurance when it happened. So if that sounds like your situation, let me show you exactly what I did. I clicked on this site, I answered a few quick questions, and requested a free case evaluation. After I submitted, literally within 2 minutes, I was called by a case analyst in my area.
To see if your accident qualifies, click the link below and answer the 5 questions. Now, some people feel uncomfortable doing this. They don't want to cause problems. They worry it feels greedy. But this isn't about greed. If the accident wasn't your fault, you shouldn't be paying for it. Insurance companies will keep the money if you don't speak up. You have the right to see what you're owed. Now imagine what that money can do for you. $10,000, $50,000, or even $100,000. Bills paid, a safer car, less stress. That's what this is really about. One last thing you should know. There's a time limit on accident claims. In many cases, you only have about 12 months from the accident to take action. After that, the chance is gone. No reminders, no warnings. The insurance company keeps the money. So if your accident happened within the last year, don't wait. Click the link, answer 5 simple questions, and see what your case could be worth while you still can.
You know. But he liked that white mushroom tip, don't he?
apparently,
I shouldn't have said that, but you know what? I got to keep it real.
Butt break
Foolish.
by a white man. Right
apparently to you, oppressed your black ass and your black people, and you're getting penetrated by him. Nobody else. How you gonna tell somebody about any of this shit? Let's stop, bro. I don't know, man.
I like Emmanuel. He's coming on speaking real. He's bringing people back to reality because it's like, yes, we can sit around and push this race-baited narrative. Oh, white people are evil, black people this, but this is the deep South we're talking about. This is Mississippi we're talking about. 50% white, 50% black.
2026. That's all we have to say.
It's 2026. You have to just to sit around and act like it's just blatant racism going on where people just don't interact and we just hate each other like this is 1955.
They want it to be that,
I don't understand that. Like, it's so divisive to push that rhetoric and to allow that to fester. These little white boys that Nolan Wells was with are very obviously his friends. It's been documented that they went out on the water multiple times and Nolan has made it back safe. We don't know what happened. To say that this random time they went out there and they killed him, it's just ridiculous to me. These are his freaking friends. We don't know what happened. Obviously a freak accident happened.
Again, like I said, people seen one picture and knew exactly what happened. That is a disgrace.
To allude that they killed their friend.
They haven't been in high school since what? 1990, 1980, 70s?
Bro, it wasn't racist in 1990, bro.
Okay, well, let's say 80s and the 70s. In 90s, it was still segregated. It was
No,
still,
it wasn't.
It was getting better, but it was.
It wasn't segregated
But
in
it was
1990.
1990, and
That's
that's
so funny, they
segregated.
crazy.
But with that, because everybody's integrated all over the South, all over the United States. What are we talking about? Like, who does shit over race anymore? I mean, come on, murders probably happen over real shit that happens, or people being idiots, or crazy situations. But I'm gonna hurt somebody because my race.
People think that
It's not happening in 2026.
that's the low IQ.
One thing I love about the Cartier family, though, it's like you got three different personalities, man. And you guys, three different somewhat common sense, opinions. Three different common sense opinions, And again, these young men get called sellouts and get attacked and get threats on their life as I do as well, man. We get called sellouts, Uncle Toms, I tell you, it's like if you like a black conservative or just something, black, and you speak a little bit of sense and you don't, do all that race baiting, race hustling foolishness, that's what you should expect, though. I had a guy yesterday come in my comment section, y'all are sellouts. You're a sellout, Rick. You sold out just like Tatum. Foolishness, man. What did I sell out to? Foolishness. Y'all, we are done with the foolishness, man. The fatigue is real. And it's not just me, it's a lot of people waking up, man. The Great Awakening. People are done with the foolishness, man.
Oh my God,
But Church is white. These are his friends. These are all the people he hang out with. Here's what I'm saying, Dom. It's like in this generation, it's like we're still charging cases like we're in the 60s when something.
Exactly. People still think we in the past, man. It's foolishness. Martin Luther King died. Rosa not on the back